Hi everyone, me again from somewhere near Ackworth, Georgia on a beautiful sunny day. It's a Saturday, temperatures in the 80s, a little warm if you stop, but in the breeze it feels great. This is sort of the retro look for me. Haven't really found the best place for a camera yet on the Riker here, and I'm going to play around with different things, but this was the setup I first started out with on the old Yamaha, so it seems appropriate to shoot a few videos with this one at the very least. I want to be over the windshield so you don't have to look through that. My chin mount will be right through it, so we'll just have to do something else. But thought I'd give you an update on the old Riker here. I'm out of the break-in period and riding around. We're having a great time. It's got something really curious. I think the rings must be seating in the engine on this trip, because according to the trip computer, which it has one to help me keep track of mileage along with the gas gauge, the mileage seems to be getting better, and I mean just on the computer as far as it goes. When I left home over an hour ago, I had 110 miles of range. Right now I'm showing 113 miles. So either it's making fuel or it's getting better. Now I think my wife just screwed up. She just turned us right into here. She turned us right into a park instead of going the way we wanted to go. But that's okay. We won't hold it against her. I'm sitting here talking, not paying attention either. So anyway, to get back to this, so it's actually making fuel. So my wife named this the Rocket because of how fast it goes, but I may have to change it to the OPEC if it keeps making gas. So anyway, these are kind of curious. If you haven't seen anything on these, it's got a little digital fuel gauge over here to the side. I don't know if you can really see it with the glare, but it's showing full right now. And I know I've gone at least 40 miles since I filled it up. So they don't move at all hardly, and then when they start moving, they move pretty quick. And once you get down to half, they tell me you need to start planning on a fuel stop because it's going to go to zero and nothing flat. But that's the good thing about the fuel computer, and that's what that 112 is right there. It tells me I've got 112 miles to go before I'm walking. So anyway, have any issues come up on this? Not yet. I have just the normal things you see on the internet and people you talk to. A lot of complaints about rattles. Now this thing is mostly plastic. All these body panels, everything is plastic, and most of them are just held in with little push pins. And when you get plastic against plastic, sometimes you get a rattle. Now it's easy to find, as another blogger pointed out, and I wish I could think of who it was. When you get two pieces of plastic on these rubbing, a little white powder forms where one of the pieces of plastic is kind of, degrading the other piece. So it's pretty easy to find out where the contact points are. I took some relatively thick Gorilla Tape, about an inch wide, and looked at all the spots where I thought it was rubbing. The side panel where the oil fill is on this right hand side, I saw a couple areas of contact there, and I put it on there, and that seems to have eliminated the rattle on that side completely. There was nothing really on this side on the left that seems to be rattling. Now the side, these panels, the colored panels on the top, I had an epiphany, and I started looking, and I found a spot where they were touching the black piece here, and so I put a little piece of tape there, and except for some engine rattle, which is pretty normal for an engine that isn't really insulated from you, I'm not getting any real rattles at all anymore. Maybe one tiny one somewhere. I really like the floorboards. I really like the highway pegs. I think I've got them vertical right now. I think I'm going to move them at about 45-degree angle outwards when I get home, just to see if I like them a little better. These are good right now, but I think I can get another couple of inches of leg room and maybe get my legs even a little straighter. There has been one downside to putting the floorboards on and getting my feet out farther. It puts more weight on the seat, and unfortunately the seat is not great. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's okay. If you're going to take a short ride, it's okay. My butt doesn't hurt, but it gets hot. And it just, I don't know. It's just, it's hard. Maybe somebody else will really like it. I'm wearing blue jeans, and it's not like I'm slipping and sliding on it, but it's, it just, over time, it just doesn't seem like it's getting very comfortable. It's got a couple of little hot spots where my little bony ass is, excuse me, my little bony butt is, you know, maybe getting pretty close to the plastic on the bottom of the seat. So I may have to do something about that. But other than that, I love the bike. Now that it's broken in, I can do that all I want, and it goes like stink, man. She does really, really well. It'll lay a patch from here to anywhere you want to if you really get on it. But excuse me. But it sure has turned out to be a lot of fun. It's a whole different ride from my Yamaha. There's nothing like it. In fact, I'll make the case that it's really not much like the RT up there that Susan's riding. The RT is set a lot higher. It's a lot heavier. The vibrations of the road and the motor are dampened quite a bit more. It has almost the exact same motor this does. It's got 90 more cc's than this does. It's a 990, I think, and this is just a 900. But I'm about 200 to 300 pounds lighter than this bike is than the RT. And so, you know, power to weight ratio is much, much more beneficial. So, anyway, she goes great. She turns great. I don't know how I could improve it. I love all the stuff that I've put on it. I don't want to think about how much money, extra money in accessories I put on there, but then again, you're not really supposed to think about that, are you? I mean, I don't know any Harley guy that goes, well, I got $500 in this, and I got $600 in that, and that was $1,200 and blah, 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 you know, and before you know it, you've got the price of the Harley. Well, you could do the same thing with this. This has got you go to Sling Mods or Le Monster, you could spend $10,000 on accessories without any problem at all. I mean, just a little decal, pretty little decal to put around where the ignition fob is I think that's $40. You know, I mean, it's a piece of, you know, it's a decal. So no, some things I just won't spend. Pretty much everything I'm buying is for my comfort or performance. And I'm not trying to make it any faster. It's plenty fast. I love this windshield. Sling Mod sells 3. This is the cheapest one. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but it's real easy to mount. It mounts to the instrument cluster. Couldn't have been easier. It took me 10 minutes to put it on. It hasn't loosened up. It's perfect for me. I know you can't tell from the video, but it's about even with my mouth, I guess, the top of this as I'm riding it. And the wind hits it. I've got it at a little bit of an angle. It's not quite straight up and down. It's not laid all the way back. It's about halfway in between. And the wind hits maybe just the top of my helmet at 50, 55 miles an hour. It deflects it up that much. And so it's real easy. I mean, I can ride open face helmet. I rode with this helmet with the face guard shield up earlier this morning quite a bit, just to experiment around with it. Now, I haven't really got it out on the highway yet because of the break-in period. I haven't wanted to go too fast with it. They say to be easy on it, and really I'm not that far out of the break-in, so I'm going to take it a little bit easier. But it's been an awful lot of fun, and I'm certainly very happy that my lovely wife bought it for me. I highly recommend you convince your wife, if you have one, to buy one for you. Also, be sure though and keep your other bike. You never know when you're going to want to go back to the light, turn away from the dark side. This definitely is the dark side. So anyway, alrighty, well, we're cruising through Kennesaw now. So I think I'll wind this up. It's long enough. Just want to let you know that everything's going great so far with the Ryker. 0 issues, 0 problems. And the more I ride it, the more I love it. So anyway, y'all take care. Bye-bye.